Hey guys, this is Ryan once again, continuing my series of Evil Dead reviews, this time talking about the 1987 sequel, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, which I still think is a great sequel. Some people will say this is a little bit better than the first Evil Dead. I can see where they're going, but all three of the Evil Dead movies I do like. I like them about as much as the original. This is a little bit more, you could say, better crafted or better made than the first film. Partly because Sam Raimi had a little bit bigger of a budget, he had a little bit more time. He was not only funded by his company Renaissance, but I believe it was he had a lot more help. He had actually music composer. He was a lot more prepared for this one than he was the first Evil Dead. He had a good special effects team behind it too. Greg Nicotero, K&B, fresh off of Day of the Dead, came and did the effects, the gore. One problem I have with this movie, basically the plot. The movie, it's kind of a sequel, kind of a remake. It's a little confusing how they set that up, but basically it's Ash with his new girlfriend, driving up to the cabin, and I guess it's supposed to be like a recap of the first movie. I think that's what it was. The opening scene where Ash and his girlfriend are driving up to the cabin is supposed to be like a recap of the events from the first movie. But I think due to rights issues, Sam Raimi couldn't use the footage from the first film, so they had to redo that all in that half-assed way of, you know, just had to refilm it. But it didn't annoy me too much, but it just, it didn't, I mean, upon first viewing it kind of gets confusing, but after you watch it a few times it's like, oh yeah, that's what they're trying to do. But anyway, of course his girlfriend gets possessed, and that's when, you know, he has to fight the demons again, because they're, you know, back. And alongside of that, there's this girl, I forget her name, but her father was the guy who discovered the Book of the Dead, and she's trying to find the book. And apparently the guy who discovered the book was in this cabin that Ash is in, making the translations, and that's the tape that they play in the first Evil Dead that resurrects the spirits. So this little group that's trying to find the book runs across Ash, and pretty much after that shit hits the fan. Shitload of gore, a lot more humor in this movie, and basically it's this girl and Ash trying to survive the night again. So that's pretty much it. A little bit of a confusing plot, again talking about how it's more of a remake and a sequel kind of thing, but all that aside, it's still a fun sequel. A lot of good gore, again, by K&B Effects. Like, there's a scene where Ash, or one of the other guys, steps on the head of a demon and the eye flies out. Really cool shot of the eye flying through the air, and it lands in the girl's mouth, which I thought was pretty cool. Really, it comes off as kind of cheesy, but it's pretty damn funny after you watch it a couple times. And that's why I said this is a little bit more, this is where it kind of went in the more fun territory. First film was a little bit more serious toned. This is, I like how Bruce Campbell calls it splatstick. It's a splatter movie with a lot of slapstick in it. So that's pretty much it. And also you have good soundtrack. I like the music by Joseph Loduca. I like the soundtrack in all the movies was good. Really puts you in the mood and all that. Another great camera work again. Sam Raimi does a lot of good camera work in this movie, more than he did in the first film. Good aerial shots, good, especially the shots where it's just this POV of supposedly the demons, or a demon, just flying through the woods. Again, great camera work. Solid acting again by Bruce Campbell. This is with the classic line where, you know, he just got done this fight scene with his hand got possessed, and he just, you know, went apeshit on it, stabs it. Of course, you got the great line, "Who's laughing now?" Cuts it off with a chainsaw, and later on, of course, he gets a chainsaw hand, and, you know, puts it on, and you get the great line, "Groovy." You know, with the he does it more than I can. He's just standing there, "Groovy," and that's, to me, is the best line of the entire Evil Dead, you know, franchise. And there are a lot of lines in Army of Darkness, but that is the badassness of a chainsaw and a shotgun. Groovy, you know. I mean, it's just me, but again, solid acting by Bruce Campbell and the lead girl. If I remember her name, but well, I'll put it up in a notion later on when I upload it. But and Sam Raimi does a great job with direction, of course, and Evil Dead 2, solid sequel. Yeah, definitely check out Evil Dead 2. And my review for Army of Darkness will be up soon, so stay tuned.